mode. CK what? I mean, I don't know. All right, cool. Today's stream is like we're gonna talking about doing Blender. So before the stream to go into the main part, I'm gonna show you guys one video. That's that I really love it and want to see you guys to watch it. So here we go. All right, wait, hold on a second. And damn, okay. You guys see it? Oh, the music a bit too loud. I'm so sorry about that. Let me just reduce it. Is this okay now? All right. For now, I'm gonna turn off the music, the background music. All right. And we're gonna watch this video. Here we go. Okay, so the other video I wanted to show you guys. What do you guys think? It's really good. It's all making Blender thing, 3D Blender render thing. I really love it, the video. And today we have a collab with a guest. The person who made the animation. I introduce you guys to okay, here we go. Hi. Hey Hassan, introduce yourself to people. All right, I'm sorry about I forgot that I turned off the mic. Okay, Hassan, please introduce you to chat.
Hello there, everyone. My name is Hassan Mar. I'm a CGI artist specializing in 3D product animation and the co-founder of CGIForge.com.
All right, Hassan. Before we go into the main part about Blender thingy, I have some question I want to ask about you. All right.
Please do ask.
All right. So the first thing is, what's your Blender journey when you starting it, and why you starting your Blender journey thingy?
Hmm. Well, 3 years ago, when I used to hear about like there's a thing in 3D that you can just imagine it and you can make it, I used to think that was unreal. But then I found out about Blender. And then I started exploring and exploring and exploring. And what eventually happened was, if I was able to think it, I was able to portray it and make it a reality. That was the journey, like 3 years combined into one sentence. But if you want to know all of the hardships and the struggles, well, it was a long journey. It was the sort of journey that was painstakingly really hard. The biggest thing in this journey was for me was like learning a software that's not industry standard, but yet again putting out industry standard results. That was the biggest hurdle for me. So
Mm,
yeah, I think that's about it for the journey.
yeah, I see. So when did you start in your the Blender? Well, like when did you know of it, and like the year of it?
Okay, so in 2018, actually, what happened was I was just surfing through YouTube and I randomly found out about a video called Make a Donut in Blender 3D. I was like, okay, what's this Blender? At that time, I mean, it was just rising up. So I downloaded the program. It was free. So I made my first render during that time. And after that, what happened was I just got addicted. So since I have a background from VFX and I mostly used to do commercials at that time, what happened was I started implementing small things from Blender into my daily workflow. So during that time, what happened was I sort of became distant to Blender and more close to After Effects. So in 2020, when I finally got the chance to start my own company, what happened was I gave After Effects the back seat and gave Blender the driving seat. And boom, here we are now.
All
So
right.
that's how I discovered Blender.
Oh, so that's how. So you said that you have a company, so which means you have a lot of like a customer for your company, right? So
Yes.
in so you have a lot of customers, like you meet a lot of people. So who's you think is the most hate customer you ever met? Like, and still today you still
Ooh.
remember them.
I mean, I wouldn't call someone like I hate, but I mean, there were a few clients who were like, when I'm just turning off the PC, I'm totally broken into pieces. I'm like, I just need to sleep. And they just hit you up with a message like, hey, bro, I hope you're doing well. There's a small correction that we need to do. And the next thing I know, it's early morning. So I don't think I need to put some names, but the guy knows who I'm talking about. So yeah.
So that's guy. Is there any other customer that you don't like?
Mm, I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, there isn't like one sort of customer that I don't like, but mostly it boils down to one thing: uneducated customers, because they are the hardest people to deal with.
Mm.
Because these people always come in like, okay, we know you're a 3D artist, but we know what we want, so we're gonna teach you in the language of 3D how to get that effect. So yeah, I mean, those sort of customers, they really piss me off.
So they just keep asking, and asking. I see.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly.
So in your years of Blender journey, what was the hardest thing about learning it and making like art in Blender?
Hmm. I mean, the hardest thing for me personally was, let me just, there were actually a lot of things, but I'm trying to find specific points over here. So, okay, let's start with the obvious one is to get good results. So, since I had a background in making advertisements, so that was a good start for me. So, we could say that I had a silver spoon in my mouth with that advantage. So, with that knowledge in mind, what actually happened was I was able to translate all of those informations into 3D. Like, how should the composition be? How should be the lighting be? And what sort of emotion is this color provoking versus this color? So those were like the hardest thing to translate for me. And besides that, when it came to animation, because animating a camera in Blender sounds very easy, but yet again, it's really complex. And by complexity, I mean you basically have to recreate the whole camera rig into a virtual environment, and then you'll have to make your own movements virtually as well. Like if I don't know, you guys can see my hands or not. So imagine this is a camera and this is the frame. So if I have to animate a small camera shake, in real life it would have been easy as this. But if I had to create it in Blender, I had to apply a lot of modifiers. A lot of things would have went into it just to dial it down to become a usable sort of camera shake. So those are the things which are like, how do I put it? Which are like the fractions of this whole journey.
Oh, so that's the hardest part. I see, I see.
Mm.
So okay,
And
so
obviously getting the sorry.
yeah, you continue.
Mm. And obviously, getting like realistic renders, those are actually much harder than people think. And especially like if we talk about the sort of results that we are generating for our clients right now, the photorealistic renders, those sort of renders require a lot of combinations. Like you need to have good lighting, you need to have good modeling, you need to have good camera angles, good compositions, and then comes compositing. And the biggest thing in the industry is that a lot of people even don't do compositing. They're like, okay, this is straight out of Blender, it's ready to upload. Why? You're
Oh,
missing out on the top 20% potential of your render.
I see they missing a lot. Hmm.
Yes.
All right, I think
So
yeah.
that sums it up.
Mm-hmm. What?
That sums up that question, I guess.
Okay. Thank you for Hassan for answering me some question. And after all the question, I think we should
Mm,
like watching an ad and let me see like how you think about the ad that we're gonna watch. So I sent you the video
mhm.
of ad like it's about Genshin Impact the game, about Yongli's
Oh,
ad,
okay,
right? All right. So
okay.
we're gonna go to the next part of uh, seeing Hassan how he's gonna showing you how an ad in Genshin Impact only uh, showcase work. Alright, Hassan,
Mm,
go to the next scene.
ready.
Go to your computer scene.
Okay, we're over here, and could you send me the link for the ad?
Oh yeah, it's YouTube. Like only ad. Um. Alright. Sorry.
YouTube.com,
Yes, YouTube.com.
Genshin Impact.
Yes, it's it. It's a character demo ad that many people just keep watching and watching. Uh,
Mm,
So this is the ad that I'm gonna talking about.
mm. Okay, I might not be able to stream the PC audio, but hey, I mean, we can break down the visuals. Mm, mm.
And about that,
Okay. Obviously, I just see a heavy anime influence over here, especially in this shot. I mean, we can see it's done in 3D, and this is actually a technique called cell shading technique, which is mostly used in newer animes. I mean, if you have seen Attack on Titan season 4, when the Titans come now, they're with the same sort of effect, which is called cell shading in animation.
oh, interesting. So
Hmm.
so what
And
so what
hmm,
it so what the effect is doing with the ad, like how important it is to the ad.
hmm.
What is make
Okay.
good?
So for this ad, what they're doing right now is, if you see in the background, it has a lot of blue color. And the blue color is used to signify calmness and sadness and the sort of emotion like, the old saying, he's getting the blues. So this is what they basically mean by it, sadness. And over here, the main guy who's telling the whole story, he's in sunlight, in warm colors. So they're putting a good level of contrast over here, which is enabling us to focus on this character and his words. Alrighty,
So
moving
like
on then.
oh yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
sure.
And I'm guessing this is the main protagonist.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not familiar with this game, so Genshin community, forgive me in advance. Okay. Hmm. Okay, now this is a really popular effect in for like motion graphic designers and the people who are making like title screens and a lot of those things. So what they actually did over here was something very simple. They took a mask of the character, made a PNG of it, gave it a little bit of blur, and then what they did was made a noise texture which was animated, and then for this whole PNG, you might not believe there must be at least 150 rigging points over here. in this one image, which is then added to the same noise modifier which is over here in the background, which is giving us that effect like, okay, the guy is moving. That's the breakdown on how they made it. And now, what sort of emotion is it provoking? This sort of vibe is giving off the emotion that this guy is one of the most powerful characters in the game. And why is it so? Just because of the use of the golden color, the yellow color, and the sort of attire that this guy is wearing over here.
I see. So the color focus on this guy, showing that he the main character and the most important.
Exactly. I mean, I might be wrong, but all of the sales techniques that people can use, I see a lot of them over here, and I'm explaining this whole trailer according to that. Okay, we got a few animations of him. Oh, okay. Really nice VFX over here. Mm-mm. Okay. Whoa, I really like this shot. So basically, in this shot, what they're doing right now is a similar effect that they used in the previous one. So, blue in the background, yellow on the foreground, just to signify that this guy is the powerful being and we need to listen to him.
Oh,
And
I see.
they're showing massive mountains into the painting with coming waves. So basically, with this sort of a painting in the background, what they're trying to signify is that this guy looks calm from the outside, but he's vicious, and he can just kill you in an instant. So yeah, better not mess with him.
All right.
We got a few jump cuts over here. Oh, really nice transition. So this is a really interesting part that we can break down. So how did this whole flip over? So they made this flip over by animating it twice.
Oh, they toy like the
Yeah.
All right. How?
Okay.
Okay. Let's
So
explain it.
just for an example, I have a PS4 controller right now in my hand.
All
I don't
right.
know if it's visible in this lighting setup or not,
Yeah.
but what they actually, I don't. Okay, so let me just. So what they actually did over here was something really simple. Imagine this guy as Geo over here, or what was the name? Zhongli, sorry. So Zhongli is over here, and he starts to spin. So what they did was they exported Zhongli into one layer and then the background into another one. So that was like one part, and then they took that same animation, put it into a different background, and then re-exported it. And when they were cutting this trailer, I don't know they used DaVinci Resolve, I don't know they used Premiere Pro, or even Sony Vegas, or even hey, they can use there was another editing software I forgot,
Oh,
but
so
hey, hmm?
yeah. So like they're using an effect that like increase and decrease the opacity of two layer.
Exactly. That effect is called cross dissolve. So they're just putting those layers, trimming it from the center, and then putting cross dissolve into the center. So that's why you're getting that effect like everything is changing except for the main antagonist.
I see. Okay, let's continue.
Okay then. And now the whole background has changed. Okay. So this is a classic, the ink rip effect. So basically for this sort of an effect, what people used to do, I'll start with that because it's an interesting story. During 2007 or 2008, there was a VFX pack launched called Action Essentials 2 by Video Copilot. A lot of the people who have been using After Effects for a long time might know that. But before that, what people used to do, they used to make their own stock elements just to get this effect. And how they used to do it was they used to take a fish aquarium, fill it with cold water, and then drop a lot of drops of ink into it. So when they would have gotten the pattern like, okay, the ink is coming like this, they used to record it with a slow motion camera. And then they used to take that video, turn it into black and white, and use it as an opacity mask just to unveil the image. Like here we can see it's unveiling like this.
Oh, interesting, interesting.
So that's how they used to do. But nowadays you can find a lot of stock footages of ink dropping into the water, and you can recreate this in your own house now.
Wow, that's so
Yeah, I
convenient.
mean technology.
Technology increased so fast. All right, let's see the
Exactly.
second.
So moving on, same effect. Okay, a lot of fighting. Okay, so that was a really interesting shot. Okay, so over here where he's facing the sun. Now, what they actually want to signify with all of these settings is that this guy has achieved greatness. And how did he achieve greatness is just because of one thing, because this guy is the most powerful being on this planet or maybe in this universe. And they're signifying it just because of the yellow color, because these are almost the same colors that are best suited with his attire. I mean, if we go a little bit back to get a clear view of his attire, we can see he has a lot of brown, yellow, a little bit of yellow over here, and a bright yellow over here. So basically, yellow and brown come opposite to the color spectrum. And if something goes opposite, what does that mean? Okay, they are correlated. And I'm not talking about like complementary color scheme. I'm talking about like just in the warm section of the color wheel. If two of them are like combined together, they are complementary. So moving on, this is where we left off.
Oh yes.
Okay, he just did something over here. Interesting. Hmm. Okay, basic physics. Okay, this is the same way that they achieved that effect that I just mentioned earlier. Hmm. And now he's back into the real world. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, like how they're able to make a lot of money with this and a lot of views apparently, like 30,000 views. Sorry, 30 million views.
Yeah, they are like, yeah, people just keep rewatching this.
Hmm.
All right. So that's how your opinion about this ad, right?
Hmm.
The entire summary of
Yep.
this ad. Okay. So the next one, I have
Hmm.
like a challenge for you. Like you're doing some like remaking some of like company ads, like 3D art ads. So I just send you
Okay.
three random picture
Hmm.
of 3D render ads. You have only like
Okay.
10 seconds to watch them, and then
Okay.
you just close it, and then you have 10 minutes, you have 15 minutes maximum to making to done remaking the Blender art. If that's okay.
Well, I'm up for the challenge.
All right. Um. All right. The first picture is the car. Is the car company ad. All right.
Hmm.
I just send it to you. You just need to finding one. Mhm.
Okay.
The car.
One. Hmm.
Yeah,
Got it.
that's the first picture. Okay.
Hmm. Alrighty. So
You
just
have.
give me the cue, Captain.
All right. I'm gonna set up the counter for you. 10 second and 50 minutes.
Boom.
Timer
Opening up
ready.
Blender.
All right. Really good. All right.
Alrighty.
10 seconds. Ready? Are you done?
Alrighty. Give me
Okay. 50 minutes. Start.
3, 2, 1. Let's
Now.
go.
All right. Is
Okay.
counting, ticking.
Okay. First of all, I'll make a ground for this.
Hmm. So
just to keep the car.
when you look at
Mm,
the car, how do you think
mm.
about it? Yeah, what's your first opinion? Like, you rating it from in the scale of 1 to 10. How do you think this ad point?
Sort of reference that you gave me, that was Porsche, and I mean, they're a big brand, but what they're doing right now with that sort of an ad is something similar to, like, we can say, a generic photograph of a car. So there's nothing big in that, but yet again, I don't want to offend any sort of, Porsche lover, but if I'm gonna be honest with you, it could have been a lot better. Like, they could have made it in the golden hour, that would have helped a lot.
I see, I see. So can you explain me what are you doing? Like, you changing the angle of the car, and is that like effect to the art, to the ad?
Well, basically, right now, I'm not gonna model a car in 10 minutes. Like, that's insanity.
That's
So,
insane. Yeah,
this is a library where I get a lot of my 3D models, and right now, I'm just trying to find a good camera angle with the sort of resolution that will appeal to everyone.
I see, I see.
Okay, the camera lens should be 108.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I just go to viewport,
So when we're talking about car, like, you see auto company is advertise about car. What do you think the basic thing about like advertise about car, like what they priority the aspect of an ad to a car company?
well, I mean, if you're going to be selling a car, the number one thing is that it should look good into the ad. A lot of companies nowadays make the sort of ads like, how do I explain it in words? Like, those are the ones that don't provoke any sort of an emotion,
They.
if that makes sense.
I see, I see. Mm.
So I'll just add a road material.
Oh, a row. So you're adding like the car is like standing on a row and in a highway or something?
More so like a mountainy area.
A mountain.
So yeah, I'll just, where is it? Yeah, landscape.
I see.
Like rotation Z, G, Y, shift D, G, Y. So yeah, I mean, this is not going to be the best art I ever made in my life, but hey, I mean, this is a good starting point.
Yeah. Also, this is how people just like they putting random mountain thing around the car, and then that's it, right? Like they done with the adding mountain. I thought like they're gonna add a lot of like structure to the like the building structure of the mountain stuff. So they're not. They're just like putting stock thingy of mountain around it.
There are a lot of people who are like, okay, we'll just do this and we're just done for the day. And those sort of arts never, get to see the light of day.
I see. Because it's like gonna took a lot of time.
Exactly. Okay, now I'll just, okay, now we're interacting with the ground as well. So, yeah, now I'll just add the texture to this. Materials,
Hmm.
rock,
The rock.
boom, boom, boom. Ah, I just added a wrong one.
Mm-hmm. I see. I see.
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
Okay, we got a good rock material going over there. And
So, do you have like knowledge about car and stuff about related to car? Like you,
mm,
right?
I didn't get you. What do you mean?
I mean like do you know much about car, like type of car and how the engine is like?
Uh, Bro, I'm more so like, A biker guy. You can ask me about Kawasaki all day.
A biker guy. Oh, like exercise thingy. You are like a exercise type of person. Like you go out
Ye-
often.
Yep,
That's
you got that right.
that's good. That's good. Like sadly now COVID stuff happened and people just stay at home.
I'm a lot of like an outgoing sort of person.
Is
Okay,
it?
like 1.8? Nope. 5? And why is this car looking a bit miniature to me? Let's just scale it up.
The car somehow look like a toy car.
Mm, mm. So I'm guessing this is because of the car paint.
Maybe.
Or either what we can do is something really good. Like if I can put it over here and where's the world setting? I'll just make it to 0. The sun lamp, I can just. What timer are we on right now?
The timer is you have 8 minutes left.
Ah, cool.
You still have enough time for you.
More than enough.
I see because like it's about half the time. Hmm.
Okay.
So about Blender, like how confident you can say about like you mastered every step, every element in Blender. Like you know when people just randomly asking you about any session on top, like what about texture, shading stuff, you can just say it. Like how confident you are in
Well,
skill.
not on like the top of my head, but I mean, I can explain it well. Like, if you do this, this is gonna happen. If you do this, this is gonna happen.
Oh, so type like a skilled person, like a,
Yep.
ah, yeah, yeah, like
Okay, so
yeah, so
I'll
do,
just.
do you have any tip for person who want to like learning Blender, like what first they should learn about, or what first they should do?
Well, there are a lot of things, and apparently, I'm working on my own course right now just to teach the community as well. Because hey, this community taught me how to use Blender, so I think it's time to give back to the community.
Because like, I thought that we should learn the basic thing like how you create a circle, a pause in Blender first, and then you tester and then about shading stuff. And the last thing you could learn is about modeling human environment, gaming stuff, or maybe animation.
Yep, you can learn a lot.
Mm. That's interesting. That's something that I used to
You
like
didn't expect.
yeah, I couldn't expect because like I used to like spend like few months to learning about Blender thing, but it's kind of
Hmm.
too hard. Like why are they setting so differently? I heard that people like changing their setting when they're using Blender, like the shortcut key and stuff, and the interface of the Blender stuff. That's quite frustrating me to be honest. So I can like keep up with the Blender thing. That's
I
sad.
mean, bro, there are a lot of things. I think we're at a good place right now. Which color of car do you want?
Maybe blue, deep sea blue.
Deep sea blue it is, my friend.
All right, thank you.
Even deeper?
Mm, sure. All right,
Alrighty.
you have
Mm,
5 minutes left.
more than enough.
All right, you say that.
We're gonna be using this render right now. Mm-mm-mm. Come on, calculate. Yep, we're rendering right now.
Oh, says.
Yep, now basically Blender is cleaning up all of the image and it's gonna give me the image that we want to use.
All right. During the blending Blender time, can you explain me how you make it better than the art that I show you?
Okay, so basically, what you showed me right now was an open air shot. And for a lot of cars, I mean, it works. But yet again, when it comes to like specific sports cars, it's more so like not, we can say that's not a suitable environment for that. I mean, we can show it coming from the dock just to prove, like, okay, this is a monster. You don't mess with this. And that sort of vibe I was trying to give out with this Toyota. Hey, I mean, I know it's a Civic, but hey, if you modify it, it can go really fast. So
Mm.
this is the reason I use this sort of environment instead of the one that we just saw in the reference.
All
Okay,
right.
we got our render. Now the magic will start. I'll quickly just make a
Oh,
folder.
oh, it's not done yet.
No, now
No.
comes the real part.
Well, I just thought like you saying like, oh, we're gonna render it. I thought it's like, oh, it's all done. And yeah, because like I saw the car, it's just in the dark space and nothing else. I feel like, oh, it's not really better than the
Now
last art.
we're gonna be going to Photoshop.
Let's go Photoshop.
Mm, Yep.
So like your process of making ad, you blender it, you render it, and then you put it into the Photoshop to Photoshop the background of it, right?
Yes, you are right. And a lot of the times, okay, now we're in Photoshop right now, so I'll just explain it while processing this. So, right after we get the render done, what we usually do is we come into Photoshop and we start messing with the colors just to get the desired outcome. You see what's the difference?
Yeah, the lining is it feel more like different. I can't explain how it's different, but I can see the difference of it.
Mm, So I'll just bump down the shadows a bit. Mm, Not a little bit of exposure, effects, grain,
Oh,
vignette, and now comes the magic sauce. Color lookup, and we're gonna be finding a good look for this.
wow.
Okay, that looks like a good start to me. Then curves, here it is.
Oh,
I'll just decrease the value of this.
interesting, interesting.
And, and since we were making it into like a sports sort of vibe,
Mm-hmm. Like just typing random code and with the portrait name thingy.
I mean, it was inevitable.
Oh, so there's something I don't understand, like why you only
Mm,
showing the half of the car, why you're not showing entire the behind of the car, why you're not showing all the car, like just on.
because, okay, so since we're almost done with this, I'm just adding the text as like the chef's kiss on it. I'll explain why I made this sort of a render. Because listen, we wanted to explain like this is a supercar. This goes really fast and you'll have to feel it just to experience it. That's why it's just peeking out from the dark, like slowly. And it's already in a dark environment and it's just coming out to show what sort of a beast it is. You getting me?
Yeah, you're getting you right. Okay, that's interesting. So there's someone asking, my viewer asking you like, how long is take to learn about animation, and what are the career prospects for animator when it comes to Blender?
Hmm. Well, there are a lot of career paths, and how long will it take for you to learn? It totally depends on how long will it, how long you're willing to invest your time in it.
Okay, so
Because if you're will, Hmm?
yeah, you continue.
Yeah, so if you're willing to invest like 10 to 15 hours a day,
Oh, sorry, that's a timer.
we're already done. Feel the
Yeah,
speed.
right. Okay, 50 minutes done. You just like about the time. Wow, incredible. Done.
Yep. And
So
now if I,
so we're gonna
so
compare to the beside side to side.
okay. So could you send over the image to me so I can just put it in Photoshop and show everyone?
Oh, I thought I sent you.
Ah, no, no, hold on. It's in the chat.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I sent you through Discord though.
Okay, so I'll just go to my download folders. Shit.
Uh, mhm.
Alrighty. So now,
Yeah. So like when I'm looking on the lab art, I think that like the text is too small to be like visible,
hmm,
and the space there's too many space, and they kind of waste the space that like nothing in there.
exactly. Because listen, the biggest thing over here in the original reference that you sent me, I mean, we can obviously see the car, but the sort of environment this car is in, I mean, it's a Porsche 911. It's an iconic car. No doubt, it's one of the fastest beasts on this world. But you're gonna show speed while you're on top of the mountain. I mean, it's just crazy. But over here in our render, I mean, I couldn't find a Porsche 911, but I found a Toyota. But just to explain my idea, we made it came from the dark like a beast. I mean, a lot of anime use it, a lot of films use it, and a lot of people use it just to sell their products. So, yeah, we were basically conveying how big of a monster Porsche is.
Mm.
But apparently, Toyota stood out. So,
Oh.
I guess we'll let the chat decide which one's better.
All right, we're gonna let the chat decide it, and now we're gonna continue for the second art. If that's okay.
Okay. Okay,
So,
just let me export this one first.
all right,
Control Shift W
sure.
so that we may have a comparison. Desktop, our challenge, car, export. Alrighty, moving on.
All right, for the second art is about
Hmm.
the food art. All right, it's about
Okay.
the food one.
Mm.
I'm gonna turn off this, and I'm gonna showing this.
Mm.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
the ad.
Are you trying to make me hungry?
Yes, this is because I know that it's kind of really late as you
It's
play right
advertising.
now. It's really late as you play right now. I knew it. So
Mm.
yeah. So
Okay.
right, this is the art, and you have 10 seconds. You already have 10 seconds, right? You look at it. 10
I
seconds.
already saw it, and I already got the idea what to make.
All right. Let me set the timer again. All right. The timer. 3, 2, 1. Start now.
Go!
All right. The time is ticking right now.
Fork. Mm. On a fork. Okay. Whoop. Ah, shit.
Okay. So another question from a viewer. He's asking you like, do you know any other software like 3D render software than Blender only? Like, do you know other 3D render
Mm.
software?
I mean, besides this, we use Substance Painter, but if we start using Substance Painter in this sort of like challenge right now, oh, we're done for. It's gonna take a hell of time just to make one texture.
Right?
Okay, do we have pasta? Pasta. Sketchfab. Where is Sketchfab?
You you don't have a pasta model in your library?
Mm, well, I mean, in library one, it wasn't over there. But hey, we can search over here.
Okay.
Mm, mm, mm.
Hmm.
Okay. Ah, that looks good.
All right.
Import.
So in your library folder, what is the most like it took the most space in your library folder? Like what is about a house, about accessory, about jewelry, or about like the model? What is the mainly in your folder?
Okay, so basically, the biggest thing in my library right now is has to be the Megascan library. So those are basically like photoscan assets that I use on a daily basis to create environments for my product renders. And those environments are like hundreds of gigs.
It's really big though. It
I
does.
mean,
Mm.
I can just give you a rough idea. I was importing a tree model, which was like 33 gigabytes. And I was like, huh?
What? Wait, yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Wait. What? Wait, wait, how many gigabyte in your computer have like 2 terabytes or something?
No. Actually, my system has 4 terabytes.
4 terabyte? Oh damn.
Yep.
So that's like the basic amount of gigabyte in like a normal a normal animator blender something.
I mean, that's just like the bare minimum, if we could say that. Because a lot of people have more. Like, I know a friend of mine who has like 8 terabytes storage. A wood. Yep. Got the wood texture. Come on. And now we're gonna be going to asset browser. Where is asset browser? Okay, what timer are we at right now?
All right, let me see. You have 11 minutes.
Hmm.
So what are you trying to do? Like you changing the POV of the camera or something?
Well, basically, right now, if I just go over here, you can see I have a whole bowl of pasta. And right now, I am just trying to animate the light so that it hits our pasta bowl.
Interesting.
Something like this.
All right.
Hmm. Now, since we have an issue like this background is dark,
Yeah.
we'll go to Google just to find an image. Okay, like images, Italy, food, street.
I- Italy food? I mean,
I mean, pasta is from Italy, isn't it?
it is pasta from Italy.
I mean, as much as I know, it's from Italy, but let the chat decide.
Because like I really bad with country and reading maps, so I don't know. I just thought like maybe pasta from France or something.
I mean,
When people
Italy.
yeah, like whenever people talking about food, I feel like yeah, this food definitely from France, no doubt. And when people talking about fast food, I said like yep, this definitely American food. Like that just like I just know food about like famous country thing.
Okay.
You got the background you want?
Yep. Now I'm gonna go into downloads, and here is the background.
Oh, why it is? All right.
And apparently, it's too damn dark. Share editors, and I'll just take this, delete this, emission. So basically, right now what I'm doing, I'm using a technique called projection mapping. So with this technique, we're able to use an image as a light source.
Oh, oh, so like the image that you download, it become like a lamp or something. It's dry itself.
Yep, it becomes a lamp.
I see, I see. Interesting, interesting.
Mm, mm, mm. Okay, instead of this slide, what I can use is if I go into asset browser again, a good cloudy one.
So Cha said like Chinese were indeed the first country to develop the art of noodle making, but the pasta in the Mediterranean, I don't know if you say it right, were long before Marco Polo. So Marco Polo is like original of pasta, I think.
Marco Polo? No idea.
I don't even know if that's a country or what. I have no idea.
Okay, so after that, show me the focus point, and
Oh,
we come over here.
you blurry the behind of the the bow.
Yep.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting.
Now I'll just make a frame for it. Okay, now where's my camera again? What timer are we at?
You have 7 minutes.
More than enough.
Still more than enough.
Okay, we got that done. Okay, at 12. Now it's rendering.
All right, render. Okay, so now you explain me like why you like using a bow on a table and behind like people of Italian.
Just to give off the vibe, okay, where this food is from, where does it belong, and how it should be represented. Because over here we use a warm, sunny outcast sort of a scene. And now I'm gonna be using another technique over here, which is called combusting in Blender. So what I'm gonna be doing is something really simple. I'm gonna be using lens distortion just to emulate a real lens. Okay, is this okay? That's the distortion part, and one is I always forget about this.
Oh.
So it gives a minor difference, but it adds a lot. So yeah, I think if I'll just add like, yep, that'll be enough for this one. Save and pasta raw. Now we're gonna cook it.
Oh, now we have to Photoshop and cook it.
Exactly. So opening up Photoshop again, and we came over here. Control Shift A. Oh, and by the way, now comes the really important part, like making it look realistic. So I'm gonna be adding a little bit of clarity, texture. Now this is the main thing. You see, if I just add a little bit of vibrance, how much difference does it make?
Yes, like a lot. I feel it's more realistic than the last one when you're not using the vibrance.
Okay, this is a fair example. Like this is before and this is after.
Mm, you make the lining become brighter for the food inside. I see that the red thing is brighter than the left. I feel it's like it's more lively.
Exactly. I'll add a little bit of distortion over here as well, just to get the focus over here, make it a bit bigger, boom. And now, apparently, I can just put it over here. And the best thing about editing this in Photoshop later on is, like, we have this negative space over here. So I'll just get it and boom.
Oh, you just need to scratch it. Oh,
Yeah. Now I can add my text over here. Mm,
but you know, you're gonna write like something like make you feel hungry. Ha, feel your hunger.
yep. A bold statement, I know.
That feel like you just like it's the same product from the same company.
Hey, I mean, who knows? Porsche might make pasta someday.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, now so let's do a little bit of wordplay. Okay, now when it comes to text, when it's easier to read, people always gravitate towards it.
Hmm.
So if we go big and bold like this and feed your hunger,
Feel your hunger.
and then mm, come visit us at XYZ. Like, this is the company saying this.
I see. I see.
Mm. Okay, now a little bit of a composition mistake over here. Perfect.
It's good. It's good. Hmm.
What timer are we at right now?
You have around 2 minutes left.
Okay. Mm. So after this, what I can do is like
Maybe
add in a color
changing.
lookup.
Yeah, maybe some coloring it.
This one looks natural, but what if I add like, where's the curves? Yep, here it is. A little bit like this, and then a little bit poppy. Then after that, I'll add in like another curve, and I'll just give it a mask.
You have 1 minute left.
And I'm almost done, my friend.
You done
Yep,
now?
done.
Right, done. Nice, nicer. Now, can you explain like when you look at the food, what do you think like how to make this, make the art of food?
Mhm.
Like, what is your idea about it?
Okay, so let me just put it on this screen and sorry about that.
It's okay.
So I'll just put it over here and the comparison image, I'll just save it and I'll open it up for everyone over here. Okay, so both of these are like two different styles. That's for sure. But yet again, over here they're just showing it on a fork. But while we're showing it in a bowl with a whole vibe. Because, I mean, we can see it's a pasta. Where was it made? What sort of like taste it's gonna give us? What sort of experience this food is gonna give us? These are like really important things when it comes to food.
All right.
And over here in this image that we made, we're clearly showing like, okay, we're in Italy, we're in a warm environment, and how we're gonna be representing the food to you. So both are like different things, but they're selling the same product. So which one will sell out more? We'll let the people decide.
All right. So this is then the the ad that the food ad that you done. That's the finished
Yeah.
production. All right. Okay. Now you're gonna save it, and we're gonna go to the last one. All
Yep.
right. All right. So the last one, Hassan, you got the file, right? You got the last image I sent you,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yep.
it's about a drink. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Please turn it on.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, boom! It's on.
All right, and yeah, you have 50 minutes of
Got it.
Start now. Can you? 3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
But
Let's
okay.
begin.
All right. So
Off to the races.
All right. About drink, what is your like idea about when you heard about drink? What is your ad idea to
Mhm.
make it?
Okay, first of all, the drink we're using right now is we can use either a Gatorade or we can use something like Coca-Cola. What do you say?
I think Coca-Cola did.
Coca-Cola it is then.
All
Oh,
right. Oh, that's a
he's
big boy.
he's a big boy. Okay, Gatorade, you can go now. Nobody needs fitness.
All right. So, what do you think
Hmm,
about the ad that I show you? Like, what's your
hmm,
first opinion, first thought about when you see it?
Okay, since it was a beverage, they did a really good thing in like making the water splash behind. But yet again, I have another idea in my mind right now,
Yep.
and I'm willing to. Whoa, what did I just do? I just added a speaker. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
So over here, what I'm willing to do, I'm willing to place it into an icy environment,
Mm.
and how I'm gonna do that is very simple.
You're gonna just
I'm gonna be.
you're
Hmm,
gonna create entire Iceland to try to put the Coca-Cola in.
yep, you
Wow.
got that right.
So either
So.
yeah,
Hmm,
you continue, you continue.
no, I was just explaining what I'm doing right now. You go ahead with your question.
Also, like, are you gonna use some technique that you already used in the last two photo in this one?
I mean, all of those techniques are sort of similar, but yet again, they're different at the same time
Oh,
because every project requires one thing, and that's attention to detail.
I see, I see. So the more detail in the ad, the better.
Yes, sir. So, what I'll do is, where is the light library again? We'll just use that just to save the time. Where we at right now?
Yeah, you don't worry. You still have like a 12 minutes.
No, I have to worry, bro, because I need to make all of the snow right now.
But it saw like you really confident when the last two picture I show you. You really confident like I have more than I need.
I still am confident, but the thing is that this thing can get out of hand really quickly because I'm the sort of person who tries to improve everything until the last breath or until the client says, just stop it right now, we just want to release it.
All right.
So, yeah, I have a problem. We can say it like that.
All right. So are you gonna like putting the Coca-Cola on the just on an island or like a specific kind of island?
Not an island, but it's more so like in the winters when you get snowfall and a big chunk of that just turns into something like a solid block
I see. Okay.
made of snowfall.
Yes.
I'm trying to do that over here.
Oh.
Okay, now the obvious thing I see is that this light might not cut it for us, so we're gonna be using another method: physical starlight and atmosphere, and
Mm.
now just for the viewers, what I can do is I can increase this part.
Yes. Mhm.
The lens should be 108. Okay, like this is the most important part. This can either make or break your render. Like what sort of lens are you using?
Ah, I don't. So in Blender you do have like your favorite effect or like your favorite graphic motion, right?
Yes, I do.
So what kind of effect that you love, really love, like?
Well, I mean, I love. There's a lot of things, but if I have to name one, it has to be the particle system in this, because that is something really impressive.
So is it about the test graphic, or about the transition, or about just video editing effect?
N- I'll just show you what the particle system is and what I'm talking about.
All right.
So let me just pull the focus over here. Okay, we got our focus over here. I'll enlarge it a bit for the viewers.
Mhm.
Okay, now I'm gonna be adding a plane.
Entire plane.
Yep, and icosphere, icosphere, icosphere. Where are you, Mr. Icosphere? Mm, I'll make it one segment. GX, smaller it down. Check it. Particle systems. Okay. Mm, where we at? Bro?
Yes.
What time are we at right now?
Oh, okay. Sorry. We you still have 8 minutes.
We still have 8 minutes. Good.
Yeah, that's good enough for you.
It is. Because
Okay.
I was more so worried like, okay, are we gonna be able to do it? But now we are.
Oh, so one of my viewer asking you, like, you remember the animation in the beginning that I showed the viewer your the brief of the showcase of
Mm-hmm.
your 2023 animation. So he
Yeah.
asking he my viewer asking like, how long it took you to make all these animation, like to be look so
Well,
realistic.
well, we can say the majority year of 2022, because all of those projects, some took like 1 month, some took more, and some took less. Because
Uh,
there was no specific project that took the same time.
mm-hmm. So what is the
Mm,
longest project, the project that took the longest time? What is
it has to be the keyboard one, because it took 1.5 months to complete, like 1.5 months to be exact.
like with a team of how many people?
With a team of like 4 people.
With a team of 4 people, it took like 1.5 months to make the keyboard blender render thing. Okay, I see. That took really long
Yep.
time. Not gonna lie. So like
Yeah, I know.
in like in one day, how many seconds you guys making?
Oh, how many hours do I spend working? That's what you're trying to ask.
In every 10 seconds to render in the animation, how long it took you guys to make?
Oh, like that. So basically, on a daily basis, we used to work for like 14 hours, and in those 14 hours, we used to get like 1 to 2 seconds of animations.
Oh, right. So my
Yep.
so my viewer asked me like, wow, so like how did you manage this much work overload? Like it's gonna be like stressful and get you burn out. How you deal with it?
Well, basically, when I get burned out, I mean, I have a way of coping with it. I basically cope it uh, by just playing video games. I mean, a lot of people might be like, okay, isn't that anti-productive? Yes, it is, but sometimes you need to take a break, just to revamp your whole metabolical system or mental system, if you would like to call it that.
I see.
Okay, so
So you saying like you play video game? What kind of game you love to play? Like what genre you like to play?
well, mostly I play the sort of games that are like adventure based, something like Tomb Raider, Uncharted, or Assassin's Creed. I mean, Assassin's Creed is like one of my all-time favorite games.
Okay, Assassin's Creed 4.
Not the Black Flag, but Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood, and also Revelation.
Got you heard that the new Assassin's Creed about to like release, and I feel like,
Mirage.
wow, that's really good. They give him back the Assassin's Creed original. Like we don't have to be like don't have to be a warrior. We don't have to be a Viking. Like I feel like it's so silly. Like a Viking become an assassin is make no sense.
Exactly. And those are the sort of things that are like embedded in Assassin's Creed now.
I see. I
I
see.
should.
Yeah,
I should.
so glad that they bring back the vibe of older Assassin's Creed vibe, like with just jumping and parkour and killing people. I don't know.
Mm. Okay, so like,
I'm gonna tell you,
uh,
like you have only 3.5 minutes left.
3.5 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes 30 seconds.
Okay, not an issue, because we're already at where we want to be. Okay, now I'm just gonna be adding a force field, and where's the wind? Okay, the wind should be hitting it from the sideways.
All right.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Damn, I afraid this time you don't have enough time to go to the Photoshop to edit for the color thing.
Oh, wrong frame. Yep, we got where we want to be.
Alright, you have like 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
More than enough.
Still more than enough for you. Damn, that's okay.
I mean, just to get the concept into the ballpark, this sort of time is good. But hey, I mean, just to make it look like super, super, super good, obviously it's gonna take 40 minutes to 1 hour. And
Oh,
we don't have a lot of time like that
damn, yeah.
because all of the renders that you guys just saw in my demo reel, those took me a long time. I'm gonna be honest. They took a lot of time, a lot of
Mm.
blood, sweat, and tears as well.
Alright, so with it, we can clearly see that the time for the rendering it took a way longer than the last two. Like, why this? Like, why they took so long?
Well, just because of one reason. We have actually added a particle system over here. So basically what it's doing, it's taking one object that I gave it and it's just duplicating it and trying to simulate it like rain or like snowfall.
I see, I see. Wow, it took.
So it took already like 1 minute and 25 seconds, but I'm committed to it.
Yeah, the time is like 1 minute left.
Right?
Yeah, like 1 minute left.
Ouch.
Wow.
Alrighty then.
But yeah, like,
I'll just I'll just hack it.
wait, what are you doing?
Mm, let me just tell you this. I'm not cheating, but what I did was I just exported it right there and right then. Forget about making it denoise.
20 seconds left. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Wow, you already done it? Damn.
Yep, told you.
All right, the time just ended. Wow, that's so amazing. All right, so
So yeah, I mean, obviously we were on a time crunch, but what I would have done, um, should I explain it? What I would have done properly,
yeah, like
or
we really want to see like what gonna it look like if you done it properly, like for
okay. So basically, what I would have done is, if I just re-import this. Okay, if I go to like Coke, first of all, I would have went to the color corrector, basic, added a little bit of clarity just to get all the lines working, added a little bit of texture,
mm,
vibrance, obviously, just to pop it out, saturation, and I would have just cooled it down just to give it that snowy feel. After that, I would have gotten a texture. I actually have a few textures over here, like this.
oh
I'll just put it over here and
wait, what did this texture do? Like it's just a big flag.
you see what I mean?
Oh wow.
So it's basically giving it a realism sort of a touch. So I'll just make it a mask, select this, and we got a lot of things going around over here. And after this, I'm gonna take it, brush, mm,
Mm-hmm.
and you see how much of a difference that made.
Oh, it's look yeah, it's look more it look more dusty, but the dusty like it's make more realistic to the art.
Now we're gonna just cool it down a bit. And how we're gonna be cooling it down is we're gonna be getting a thing called noise texture.
Noise. Also like a lot of dot, a lot of dot inside it. Oh, this is like the I see.
So we're gonna be using it to chill down the coke since it's already in a cold environment. So now what we're gonna be doing is I'll just first of all import it up properly. I'll convert it into a smart object,
All right.
filter, blur, Gaussian blur. I'll just blur it out a bit, normal, and I'll put it to screen. I'll make it into a group and a lot of solid color, make it a bit tad bluish, so it should only affect this, not in that way. So, yep, in that way. So now if I take this texture, pour it down like that. Ah, what the? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Wow, you really dedicate to every detail of this.
Bro, these are really important things. So now after this, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be making another brush, coming over here, and if I go into like yep, got this.
Mm-hmm. You're about to done.
Mm-mm. Okay, so that's what happened right now. I'll just go to brush. The hell? Why does it always go into smudging? Just let me try to figure it out. General brushes.
All right, you have all the time you need.
Okay, so these are black right now, but hey, don't worry about them.
You're gonna change the color later or something?
Yep, not just the color, but I'm gonna be adding the magic touches.
The magic. Ooh. Hmm.
Okay, now if I take the selection of this bottle and mask it out, first of all, I'm gonna click on color overlay, make it all white.
Hmm.
Okay, now I'll regroup it from inside, put this over here, hide this, delete, filter, blur, Gaussian blur,
Oh, you make it look like
and
some ice and snow on the Coca-Cola thing.
exactly.
I see. That's neat. That's good.
So yeah, I mean, we're one step closer, and now it's time to add the composite.
Oh, what?
The composite, I mean, sorry, color grading.
Color grading, like changing the color to
Mm,
make it perfect.
exactly. Now I'm gonna add the curves again, and we're gonna be adding the vignette. So basically, what a vignette does is it highlights all of the feature that we need and we don't need. So the ones that we don't need, we'll make them black, and the part that we need to focus on, we're gonna make them white.
Okay.
So I'll just go into the basic brush again, Control D, and over here I'll just make it black. Better.
All right.
Okay. Now we can be like,
Hmm.
cold. Sorry.
Mirror of a Coke.
So like these are more suited for like billboard sort of renders. Like you're just going on the highway, or you're just, going around town and you just see a giant billboard.
Like you're making the test, like you order people, you demanding them to buy it to make them feel like, oh, I should buy it. Like the time, the moment they go out from the train station, they tired and then they see that they're willing to buy it.
Exactly.
I see.
And just to give it a little bit of coke texture, we can take the red, and the other color can be the white.
Yeah, the code is kind of the color kind of blend in the background.
I know.
Yeah.
Just give me a sec.
All right.
Angular. Angular's not working over here. Radio linear. Hmm. Okay. So now if I take the white over here a bit, mm, you're right. Instead of that, what we can do is we can make the grab their color.
I see.
This is called reverse psychology. The brand color should be like grab a. So we're highlighting their message, grab a Coke.
Ah.
So yeah, I mean, this is the best we can do with this render, but if we'll have to remake it, it's gonna take even long, and I don't want the people to be up for like um early morning or so.
I see.
So yeah, I mean, this is the basic thing with this one. So yeah, I mean, that does it all. We made this render.
All right, that's
So
amazing. Absolutely amazing of you making these art. All right.
thanks, bro. Alrighty. So what does the chat say now?
Did I say you are amazing in doing stuff that's cost so much time and so patient about the job and really good, like amazing. Mm-hmm.
So I really enjoyed this. Okay, so let's take a quick comparison on what we have made so far. So this was the card that we made.
Mm-hmm. The car,
This was this
the the
the
the food,
pasta
the food,
and the Coke.
and the Coca-Cola bottle. Yes.
So I mean, I wasn't even expecting to make them like this fast, but I really came up to your challenge.
Yeah. Thank you for making for doing my challenge though. All right. All right. Send me these send me these render you make. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-mm.
Alright, Jad, this
Like
is my
JPEG,
collab with
JPEG,
CGI Ford, Hassan Omar, the
JPEG.
CEO of CGI Ford. Hope you
Here
guys
you
like
go.
it. Thank you. Alright, I think this is about it. Thank you,
Mm.
Hassan Omar, to come to my stream. We really have a lot of fun, and I didn't expect like you, like so willing to to collab with a person like so talented like you. It's my pleasure.
I'm honored to be on this show.
It's also my pleasure. And thank you. Before you go, do you have anything to say with like any um anything to say with Micha, like uh any thought provoking quote for you? Like,
Mm. Okay, so there's one thing that always, it intimidates me. Whenever I face a challenge, this is a piece of advice that everyone should hear. Whenever I face a challenge, I used to have a mentality like, why me? And you know what used to happen? I would have never been able to do Blender. I would have never been able to make my own company. I would have never been able to make such great art. I mean, the sort of art that you guys are seeing is just because of one mentality. Try me. So, whenever you feel hardships coming to your sides, don't be like, okay, no, I don't want that. Be like, okay, come on. Either you're gonna die or I'm gonna die. So yeah, that's the sort of advice that I would give to your audience.
all right, thank you, the Hassan Omar. Thank you, everyone who joined this stream today. I link all the link to social media of Hassan in my description. Hope you guys follow him and give him the support. Thank you.
Alrighty, guys. See ya.
See ya, Hassan. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right, guys. This is the stream. I hope you guys enjoy it. I don't know, this is like my first ever doing this stream. I'm kind of, you know, okay, let me turn on some, I don't know, music. Yay. So I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys enjoy it. And we're gonna see you in the next stream.